the offering of the company, not just focusing on furniture products, but also including in the offering um, other components good to complete the living interior. So surfaces, floors, some other components to complete with some partnership, with some link with the other companies. So you can have also another interesting example with Geomag, uh, where there is a strong intuition and the story related to this strong intuition, the possibility to use magnetic attraction as a way to create these products. And you have many possibilities. Also from a pedagogical point of view, these products are very interesting because they provide a lot of options for the users, for the children. They can use these different components, composing these components in different ways. But there is a brand extension because they extended the offering of the companies from these toys to some educational services, providing possibilities for education to people involved in this field and so on. But another way to read this systemic approach and this mindset, considering the offering as a system, comes from the comprehension of the real needs of people. Usually, when we think about needs, we associate a specific products. But as Theodore Levitt said a few years ago, Theodore Levitt is a guru of marketing. Nobody wants a 1 to 4 inch drill, but what they want is a 1/4 inch hole. So this is a problem because we associate to a specific need a specific product. That's an heritage because the majority of the products were patented and designed and made between 1870 and 1820 of the last century. In 50 years, you can find a lot of patents related to some specific needs. But we have to break this mental jail, this mental cage. So considering the possibility of starting from the real needs of people, starting from the real needs of children, and to find solutions for them. The ideal solution is something very close to the ideal of product system. Also, a solution is a set of products, informations, and services, and so on. But with this different approach, you need to start from the needs, and then you need to know how to adapt the solution. Here you have a case study, food facility. This is a very interesting case, an experimental case proposed by Martí Guichet, Spanish designer, about a new idea of restaurant without kitchens. The idea is very simple. Using a kind of zooming approach to the idea of restaurant, Guichet proposed as just a location, stressing the idea that restaurant is not just a place where you feed yourself, but it's a place for socializations. So you don't need to have kitchen. When you have a restaurant or a place for restaurant in the center of a city, so usually you have a lot of delivery in the center of the city. You have a lot of takeaway food restaurant. So the idea is exploiting in a kind of parasitism approach the presence of this different takeaway in a specific place. In this case, with this first experiment in Berlin, then in Amsterdam, with the possibility to provide the service for the guests of this place, the food facility, just collecting many different kind of food coming from the takeaway around that specific place. So this is very interesting in this case, because with this zooming approach, with this systemic approach, you have the possibility to find a new disruptive way for innovation, and not just looking at the traditional way of innovating a restaurant. So focusing on the food, focusing on the interior design and so on, but in this case changing the business model. Why? Because you provide a place for socialization through food, but the food is coming from the takeaway around this place. You can have a kind of markup on the food that you can take from the takeaway around, and you have a different business model. We know that for the restaurant, the most expensive investment is the kitchen. So in this case, the idea of Martí Guichet is stressing the fact that the place is important for socialization, a way to stay together. Another very interesting case is the Wizard of Cost, proposed by Hasbro. We have collaborated with Hasbro in the course of toy design a pair of years ago. And you have the story of Wizard of Cost. You have a lot of characters, and there is a sequence of stories related to these characters. But what is more important is the community. So, also considering the product system, the offering, the solution provided by Hasbro, you need to know, as a designer, as a strategic designer, how to make the community always living. So always providing new possibilities for this community, always providing events or maybe experiences into the shops, or maybe providing some applications and so on. You can find some similar approach when we talk about strategic design in branding. Also in branding you have many touch points, and you have to consider these touch points under the umbrella of a story, of a specific narrative and so on. In this slide you can see the idea of brand design, that you can differentiate in naming, logo, brand design, declination, brand application standards. There are too many overlapping between strategic design and branding. Walter Landor, who was one of the most important reference designer for branding, invented the idea of strategic design, but focusing on brand design. So also in branding, you have this kind of specific approach.